Hello, my name's Lisa, and if this is your first time here, then thank you for choosing to click on this video. If you are a returning subscriber, then just know that I really do appreciate you. Today we're just going to dive right in and talk about a new MLM called Lovvare. Now, I snuck into a Zoom call of theirs and screen recorded the information. Lovvare used to be known by another name, which was Black Oxygen Organic, and that was shortened to be known as Boo. This company was shut down, and it was majoritively due to anti-MLM content creators who reported the company. One of those creators is Savannah Marie, and you can find her channel linked down in the description, along with many other channels that I subscribe to and follow. So without further ado, let's learn more about this new MLM called Lovvare.
This is that opportunity to kind of get back on track, and I'm very excited about it. I truly am. It's been several months in the making, and really we went into a kind of a soft launch in April, and we've continued to revise and redesign and really try to engage our audience with the right solution.
The reason he is saying redesign is because, as I explained previously, this was another MLM called Boo, and they are going to be using the same mud, yes, I said mud, that they did in the other MLM. But something is going to be added to it, so stay tuned to find out what that is.
And I think as a company, of course, we have a goal, we have a mission. We want to be able to address the challenges of the day. We want to be able to bring real solutions that actually really affect people, that really have power behind them. And so what we're going to talk about tonight and introduce to everybody is really what I feel is the essential foundation. Health, like anything else, has to be built on a foundation, not just a foundation of good decisions, but a foundation of compounds that actually can kind of rebuild us from the ground up. So we're going to talk about the company's big initiatives, which I'm going to say very simply are health, financial abundance, and certainly community.
Being involved in a community of MLMers, in my opinion, doesn't have your financial freedom at heart. Those at the bottom of the pyramid will still be not making any money at all, but they will be doing all of the heavy lifting, all of the grind.
So when I think about health, I think about the fact that we are all bio-individuals.
Pray, please tell me, what is a bio-individual?
And part of our journey, it seems, in this life is to kind of biohack our way through that. But there are some universal truths that I feel are at that essential foundational level. And that's what we're going to be addressing when we start talking about products tonight. I also want to address that our goal here is to create a financial solution. If you haven't noticed, we're living in times that are a little bit different, and people's journey and careers have changed over the last, especially the last 3 years. And we're giving people that opportunity to plug back into a community that really has their financial freedom interests at heart.
I don't agree with you there at all. People in MLMs do not have the financial freedom of everybody in mind. They have the mindset that the people who get in first and are at the top will make all of the money, and all those under them will make little to no money.
And of course, the community that we're working to create is about lifting people up. I think that if we consider the fact that we are all part of a dynamic population, that we can heal as a tribe.
Please don't say people are part of a tribe. That just sounds icky to me. It's yuck.
And I believe that is also an imperative part of our journey. So the foundation of our health goes back to nature. And we as a company, as Lovvare, wanted to make sure that we were bringing forth the best foundational type of product that is widely applicable. And you might even say at one level, a category creator. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's efficient.
Hey, mister, you are describing mud, dirt. How can that be classed as elegant? Seriously.
So I'll ask our guest to pop his video on. I want to introduce you to Mark St. Onge. Mark is the formulator of this flagship product. He's been involved in this space for a good long time. He has worked in health and wellness for over 37 years. He founded his first company in the 90s called Golden Moore. He's created 89 various products serving the spa industry, wellness clinics, and working through his specialty as an orthotherapist.
Just an FYI here, Mark was the CEO of Boo, and he is the person that has a class action against him. So that may change your view a little bit on what is going to be said by him. But please hear him out, because it is quite fascinating in a strange sort of way.
Mark's passion for mud, as we call it, because this is sourced from our lovely planet, has not diminished over the decades, but it's become stronger. And that's really due to the phenomenal results that he's had working with clients. And so we're really excited to welcome you, Mark. I know that this is your life's work. You know, there are many questions I would love to ask tonight. We're not going to get through them all. We're going to have a lot of opportunities because we're going to be working obviously very closely together as we really bring this to the forefront of our market. So let me first say, welcome, Mark St. Onge.
Thank you very much, John. I really appreciate the opportunity, and again, sharing my passion of Mother Earth and what it actually can do for our health. And you know, it's an amazing opportunity, and I really am grateful that you reached out and you know, being able to work together and
knowing what we know already about Boo, I'm actually quite shocked that he's reached out to him to be the formulator, aren't you?
And create a wonderful product from the earth. That's basically where it comes from.
What exactly does basically it comes from the earth mean? Either it does or it doesn't. Cannot be both.
You know, we've had a little distance that we've traveled together, and we've seen the power of humic acid, of fulvic acid. I think we can absolutely say it's foundational. We've seen so many people with so many stories, and I've only seen a teeny bit compared to what you have experienced. And so let me just start off by just jumping right into the mud here, right into the soup a little bit.
Let's jump right into the mud soup. Is that meant to mean it's edible? Is it meant to make you want to actually eat it?
You know, what we've termed to be essential. How is it that humic acid or fulvic acid is essential to our health? How does that work?
Well, fulvic and humic is humification of plants. So it's the degradation or decomposing part of the plant. And the plant world has the same minerals that we as human beings need. And so it's very important to have those mineral contents on a daily basis. And because we're organic and the plant's organic, it becomes bioavailable. I mean, we can absorb it. It's very simple. I'll put it very simply. The fulvic and humic comes from carbon, because the decomposing matter, the humic particles where all the minerals are, is carbon. And me as human beings, we're made of carbon, bugs, and water.
We are made of bugs? Really? Are you sure about that, Mark?
So we have the same elements in our body. And why not taking from Mother Earth and not absorb them from what we need from Mother Earth, because it'll take what it needs and flush out whatever it doesn't want. And you're getting rid of your mineral deficiency.
You know, I think it really can be as simple as that. It's like Mother Nature, so powerful, and yet that kind of simplicity just kind of whoosh, goes right over the head at a certain level. So, I mean, everybody doesn't, get going early in life as a child and say, you know what, I'm going to do something with mud. Most of us just take our little trucks and we run around with a hose and we go through the mud that way. So what inspired you into this field, into this passion for what you're doing?
I want to answer that question before he does. because he is a huge anti-vaxxer. He is also very anti-pharmaceuticals. So maybe that has a big part to play in this role.
I was trained as an orthotherapist.
He was trained as an orthotherapist. Wow, that sounds very educated, doesn't it? But he is not a medical doctor. He just practices pseudoscience. You know, the type of thing that Jessie Lee Ward listens to. Quacks, in other words.
And our job was to get rid of inflammation and try to treat musculoskeletal problems, like especially chronic diseases like arthritis and rheumatism. And I was always looking for innovative ways on a natural remedy instead of the drugs, because, in our environment, we were used to taking, harsh drugs that would affect your digestive system and just work on the symptoms. And in my training, we had a German doctor who introduced me to this mud, and it was a black mud, and you just you lay in it for 20 minutes and you get rid of pain. And so I was invited to his sanatorium in Germany.
You were invited to a sanatorium in Germany? Well, I don't know what a sanatorium is in Germany, but in the UK it's where people that have lost their mind live.
And I went to see it, and I saw people roll in with wheelchairs and crutches, and I saw them wrapped in this mud, and take a full submersible mud bath at 120 degrees. It was very hot, and then these people would walk out, and these people suffer from arthritis and chronic rheumatism. And
I don't believe you, Mark. I don't believe you that people came in a wheelchair, went in a mud bath, and just walked out. That sounds too incredulous to be true, in my opinion.
I said, wow, this is kind of cool. I got to bring this back to Canada. And so I decided to do that. And, I bought it in bulk and I put it in my Ziploc bags. And every patient that came into my clinic, I would tell them, it's Monday morning, I'm treating you. You're going to go home and take the Ziploc bags, and you're going to have a bath tonight and one tomorrow, and I'll see you back on Wednesday. And it just catapulted in saying, wow, Mark, this is fantastic. My pain is reduced. I have more mobility. It helped me in the treatment because they had less pain. So my mobilization treatment was a lot better. And the rest is history. I said, maybe we can bottle this stuff. And looking back to, when I started, when I was young, I used to go bullfrog hunting in a bog. And I said, we have that particular mud in Canada. Maybe we have the same thing. And I started researching bogs and discovered that we had higher levels of humic acid and fulvic acid in Canada than the mud in Germany. And so we started selling to the Germans because they wanted our mud, and that gave me the opportunity to start my company, in which I developed over 90 products and sold to 17 countries, and moved up in the ladder with the spa industry growing in the year 1990s and 2000. And it gave me the opportunity to spread the word about what humic and fulvic can do, giving speeches and trainings and going to spas and opening up and actually also treating. I mean, over 5,000 patients in my.
I have a question for you, Mark. If you successfully treated over 5,000 patients, then please tell me why you were shut down.
So I actually visualized what this product could do and how many people we help get rid of their pain and suffering from chronic disease.
Wow. I think as we think about healing, we think about health. I think if everybody had the option to do it naturally, as opposed to pharmacology, that would be their first choice. So, you've obviously been on a mission. I know you've been sharing information on fulvic and humic for many years now. So how would you, there's got to be a mission to this. There's got to be a dream for you in terms of your participation or wanting to really get this in the market in a big way or help a lot of people. What's the big mission? What's the big dream for Mark?
What's your dream, Mark? Well, what's anyone's dream? Anyone who suffers chronic pain is going to wish and dream that they didn't. I have several medical conditions which cause me to be in huge amounts of pain on a daily basis. And yes, of course, I wish I wasn't. And it's that point that people like you are going to take huge advantage of. And because they are in pain, they are likely to buy this idiotic product, in my opinion. They are basically preying on people who are in extreme pain. Well, I'll tell you one thing, I would much rather take drugs from pharmaceuticals that have been tried and tested over and over and over again than pay over the top for your so-called product.
Well, I have a purpose in life. I actually have it in front of me. I look at it every day. I can read it to you. I mean, I am here to create mass transformation. Okay, mass transformation of humanity into positive, really healthy habits, and creating healthy habitual habits and supplementation and mindset. You know, to bring that to market. I try to bring my experience and my knowledge and my intuitive knowledge to the health and wellness industry back to the world. And that's I haven't stopped doing that.
That's a great gift. You know, one of the things that requires, Mark, to be very straight out about it is resilience, because I think when, you know, it's an important topic, because with thought leaders and pioneers, let's face it, we take some arrows, and it's not always easy to pursue your dreams. I think that's why a lot of people kind of fail to really realize their dream, because that can be a real uphill challenge, you know, but to make a positive impact on the planet.
He just said a positive impact on the planet. Well, please tell me how that worked, because this mud and the acid that it contains takes an awful long time to form, and that is going to lead to two problems as far as I can see. It will cause a problem of supply for the MLM company, which obviously is a positive for people like us, because then they will run out of it and hopefully close. But in the interim, before that happens, it's going to affect the ecology of the area, because it will make animals that live there homeless. Obviously, the first scenario is good, but the second one definitely isn't, is it?
You kind of have to keep on going, even when it's kind of against the odds. So how does that, you know, because I'm sure when you said, I'm going to bottle mud, people were like, what? You know, so that requires a certain kind of resilience to kind of keep that messaging going out and you know, working to make that difference that you want, that impact you want to have.
I can quite imagine that most people would have thought he was totally insane when he said he wanted to bottle mud. And in my opinion, rightly so.
Well, absolutely. We have the desire to bring knowledgeable information on holistic health. That was one. The other is the need to bring something good to the world through Mother Earth. And I think, you know, when I first started in the mud, it's really having that desire to bring it to market. It was unstoppable, because I knew from going to Germany what it would actually do to people. And so when I started the project of bottling mud, everybody thought I was crazy. You know, I stayed in a small village. It was 1,500 people, and they used to point the finger at me on the street saying, that's the guy who wants to bottle mud. And then it became the mud man. That's why they call me the mud man now. But it really is, you know, pushing and starting with one patient and 3 patients and 10 patients and 20 patients, and just growing that way. And it wasn't exponential in the first, you know, and then, you know, we used to take mud baths with twigs and branches still in the mud. So, you know, in your tub, you were still laying in, you think you're laying in the bog, but, you know, with the evolution of technology and trial and errors, you know, you come to better the product and increase the quality of the product. And I always knew it was the kind of the black sheep in holistic health. And
there's a big problem with holistic health. It's not tried and tested, not in a traditional way, not in a medical professional way.
I read a lot of biographies, and one of them that really hit me home was when I read Marconi. When Marconi wanted to do the radio waves and invented the radio waves, he was actually put into an asylum, and they thought he was crazy. And look at it today. We all have cell phones, and we're working on radio waves. Thomas Edison is another example. 3,000 attempts to create the light bulb, and he never quit.
I can see what you're saying there, Mark, and in a way I do understand it, but you're not a Thomas Edison. You are not a Marconi. In my opinion, you are more like a mad scientist who is trying to make a lot of money instead of helping people.
And now we have light, and so that's what drives me, is to look at history and what these people did. Even the Wright brothers, nobody can fly planes. We can fly planes today. So I think that people think taking mud bath was kind of crazy, but even personally, I enjoy taking mud baths because I know what it does, and I know what it does. And then 35 years ago, maybe we don't have the science, but today we do have the science and what it does on the body, and how it creates the endorphins, and how it creates the reduces the oxidative stress on the body. And so we have the science, we have the knowledge to create, and the extraction and creating a better product. And that's the evolution, and we got to keep going.
The thing is though, Mark, taking a mud bath is not really the issue here, is it? People have been doing that for centuries, and it can be pretty harmless, but swallowing it, that's where the big issue comes into it for me.
In our discussions, Mark, initially, as really on the formulation side, your intention was to kind of stay in the background, formulate, design, and put all these miraculous things together. And I think it just became very, very clear that the fulvic line, really is a game changer. People need to hear about it. They need to hear your perspective, your 37 years of experience. And so, we have a great lineup of supporting products. I really feel that where we're headed now with the humic fulvic acid, and we're going to talk about the couple of products here in just a moment, but now you're here to share your knowledge and your passion in raising all people in those benefits.
Asking for a friend here, but is his knowledge a real benefit, really?
In the new lineup. So I just couldn't be happier that this is the flagship. This is the tip of the spear conversation. And you're able to jump back in the fray and really represent it in a powerful way. So let's jump into product for a minute. I believe the initial expression that I used about fulvic acid and humic acid being essential is absolutely important. It does provide a blanket of benefits. Now, I'm not a silver bullet kind of guy or theorist, in that respect. It's like, but it's hard to ignore this broad blanket of benefits that the product provides. And we're going to be talking really about Fulvic Essentials Plus, which is a really wonderful consumable product. And of course, you've taken the mud bath to the next level by making it possible for people to do that in the comfort of their home. But maybe talk about the blanket of benefits that humic fulvic as a compound present to us.
Sure. There's 5 of them, and I've never wavered from those. And the first one is anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is the first sign of something going on. I mean, that's the first thing the body's going to tell you is through inflammation. Something's going on. You got to take care of it. So we're always looking for reduction of inflammation. So anybody that has inflammatory responses to something going on, and the homeostasis is gone in their body, then we recommend humic fulvic supplements, because it'll help reduce that inflammatory response. Number one, very powerful.
Are you really making medical claims there, Mark? I really don't think that's allowed.
The antioxidant is another one, which oxidative stress and toxic waste going into your body creates free radicals. So we want to create more oxygen. So the more antioxidant, we all know that fulvic has the ability to penetrate into the mitochondria and fuel the furnace, and it gives more energy. So antioxidant is very, very, very.
There are many foods that you can eat that are naturally antioxidant. You don't have to take mud. You don't have to eat mud to get the same effect.
Powerful. The other one is cell regeneration. Cut yourself with a kitchen knife, wrap it up with fulvic and humic. You're increasing the healing process of the skin. You're toning it. You're creating more collagen. You're activating your own natural collagen. Reduces scar, reduces inflammation like rosacea and acne. So cell regeneration is very powerful. It's good. It was great in the spa industry and aesthetics. You can apply this on your face and do a facial. You get your non-surgical facelift very, very quickly. And so and then of course, we've got the balancing of the gut biome, because that's very important also, and it's got good bacteria, and so the bacterial flora in our bodies are shot because we have high acidic diets, and that's why it's very important to maintain a good gut biome, and fulvic will definitely help that. And the last one is removing toxins from the body, flushing out toxins, because we don't have the ability to eliminate, because we have a slow digestive system, a slow colon, constipation. All this stagnation stays in the body, and that creates toxins.
So you're basically saying that this mud cures all? Really? That's not what doctors say, is it? Our body naturally eliminates toxins, and it does that with things that are already inside the body, like the liver and the kidney. That's what they were actually designed for, believe it or not.
So what fulvic humic does is it helps eliminate the toxicity levels in your body. And so those elements are always been there, and they'll always be, and very powerful.
From the studying that I've done, it's just, that's a potent subset of what you just discussed there, but there are so many more. There just are so many more, and we're not going to get into all those tonight.
You can expand on all of them. That's another call.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things, let's talk specifically about a couple of products. So we have a product that's a topical product called Mud Tox, which is the next, level of science for taking a bath in your own home, which is quite lovely and quite convenient. We also have a consumable product, which is Fulvic Essentials Plus.
Let's see how much that is. Fulvic Essentials Plus is $90, and you are supposed to take 1 to 2 of them a day.
And so when we think about working with these products in terms of what those health targets are, you've just kind of elucidated, what we actually, what those benefits are. But obviously, is it important to not just to take it, to consume it, but to also kind of marry that with the bath experience? Is there, can I just get enough from just consuming the product, or do I need to kind of marry these two technologies?
Thought we weren't going to talk about that. That's expansion. So let me say that if you're taking the supplements on a daily basis, you're getting the mineral deficiency out of the way, and that's number one. Number two is, if you want to lose weight, if you want to get rid of pain quicker, if you want to detox, then you're going to add a bath to it. And I always recommend 1 to 2 baths every week, because the skin is the largest organ of the body, and why not bathe the total body in water, and you raise the water temperature higher than your body temperature. And fulvic is so small, and humic is so small, that it penetrates into the skin through osmosis, and it goes into the bloodstream and creates increases your metabolism.
Oh my goodness. If you want to lose weight, this is the product for you. Why is that not a surprise? Don't all these MLMs target people who want to lose weight? And you're saying it's possible to do that by taking a bath in this mud, and your pores will open up and absorb the mud, and that will make you lose weight? Is that seriously what you are saying?
The combination of using an external product, if you have a skin problem, well, you're going to maintain the internal efficacies with the nutritional supplement. You're actually going to treat the symptoms created by the deficiency on the outside with the topical and the cosmetic side of the product.
Do you know what I find incredulous? Is that people believe all of this bullshit in the first place.
Fantastic. Well, I know that minerals is a big part of our discussion, and I'm gonna save some. We've got to save some, because we're gonna be running out of time here shortly, but one of the things, and I know that in the Fulvic Essentials Plus, it's a proprietary formulation that is put together of humic and fulvic, that ratio, which is so important. And then you added to it beetroot.
It has been said that proprietary blends are not as effective, apparently.
And
Yes.
beetroot, I think a lot of people understand, the nitric oxide and some of the
Correct.
other vasodilating effects and other different things. So how do you feel about that synergistic balance?
Well, it has the antioxidant property. Yes, that's very efficient, because if we add it to fulvic, then you're double whamming the antioxidant effect, which is the oxidative stress. But you also have the beetroot has the ability to help the body produce more nitric oxide. So performance, it opens up the blood vessels, sexual enhancement if you want, but you also have muscle. If you're in training, if you're doing weights, that enhancement of nitric oxide helps build muscle, opens the blood vessels. So for the circulatory system is just amazing. And so for me, it's very simple. We travel the world for all these exotic plants. And quite frankly, when you look at, a vegetable like a beetroot that you can actually grow in your garden, that has the highest quality of getting nitric oxide production and antioxidant properties, the combination, again, together, it's a powerhouse. When you're looking at performance, when you're looking at energy, when you're looking at creating more muscle mass and feeling better, man, you can't have a better product.
In my opinion, all you need to do is add beetroot to your diet on a regular basis, maybe just once a week, and that is going to produce amazing effects for you just from that simple root vegetable.
Fantastic. It makes me want to go down the rabbit hole of oxygen and performance. And okay, no, we're not doing it, Mark. But, I think one of the other things I just wanted to address quickly is that, when we're talking about a product that is harvested from the earth, it's a natural product, which, and that's the wonderful part about it. But, how do we know we're consuming something that's safe, as an example? I mean, because, how would we know that?
Well, what we're doing now is we're doing some analysis on.
You are still doing analysis, but you've been in this industry for over 37 years and you've treated over 5,000 patients. So why are you still doing analysis? Could it be the fact that you didn't get it right in the first place, maybe?
On the content of the fulvic and humic, and we make sure that there's standard levels of all the minerals. I mean, there's good minerals, bad minerals. I mean, there's trace minerals, macro elements, ion, nano. There are all kinds of them, and there are even some inorganic material in the product. And we want to maintain a high standard, so we maintain the fact that we do have COAs, and now we're looking at the evolution of how fulvic and humic works. There's organic and inorganic arsenic, and there's lead.
Mark, you just said there is arsenic and lead in it. Please tell me how that can be good for you. What is an acceptable level? And if there is such a thing, please cite your sources.
And then there's certain levels, and you can't shy away from that because it's earth. I mean, there's those elements are in all natural products, and it's just to be able to manage it, to create a dosage that actually has the standard levels and the lower levels, and that's what we're able to do now, is to have a standardized product, and to be able to have a standard dosage. And that dosage, has the acceptable levels of whatever materials you don't want, but all of the advantages of having what it's in as nutrients is still effective at that percentage of dosage.
Right. And that's exactly what the COAs do. They deliver that foundational science to give us that comfort. And we've talked a lot about that, and we've actually kind of done that in triplicate. So we're definitely ahead of the curve there.
We're ironclad on that. I can guarantee.
We're ironclad on that. So one of the aspects of the product that I think is important for people to recognize, when you have a product that has this blanket of benefits, as I like to say, that, people who are taking, maybe there are people who are taking a vitamin, maybe people are taking a mineral supplement, maybe they're taking something for energy, or they're taking something for fill in the blank.
Yes.
I love a good transfer buy, Mark, because if I could stop taking something else, and maybe, there's a lot of pill fatigue out there in the world, so we have a very fun solution. We have an effervescent in this product. So you just drop it in a glass in less than 5 minutes. It's completely dissolved and you drink it, and
That's
you
right.
may be able to actually clear out your vitamin cabinet a little bit.
Please do not replace your supplements with any of these products.
Absolutely. I've always recommended, if you're starting on the nutritional supplement of humic fulvic, you have all your minerals. The other thing too is in the mindset is to have proper diet. I mean, introduce
Right.
fruits, vegetables. I mean, that's where you're going to get all your vitamins. So it's a living product. A tomato, a carrot, or whatever, they're still living. So the vitamin content is higher in the living plant than taking supplements.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have any minerals, you're not absorbing the vitamins. So the first part is the nutritional supplement is getting your minerals in it.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work any of this out. All you need to do is eat the right foods that contain all of the vitamins and the minerals. You do not need a product from an MLM to do any of those things. All you have to do if you are deficient is change your diet. Or, if that's not possible, then go to your doctor and get something that is actually medically recommended, maybe.
And then mindset of a proper diet, not always going to this, to the fast food stores and eating a balanced diet is very important.
Well, I absolutely loved this conversation, Mark. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited because I know how deep the content is here, and we can spend years, continuing to break this down and bring this gift of knowledge to people. And so I just kind of want to summarize a little bit, because based on what you've said, some of the research that has been done, if you're looking to step up your health, or you're looking to deal with some type of imbalance, or you're looking to just perform at a higher level, we're talking about humic and fulvic acid in their relationship to increasing energy, reducing fatigue, strengthening immunity, increasing cognitive function, and decreasing the risk of age-related cognitive dysfunction.
So you're saying it helps with things like dementia and Alzheimer's? Well, I'm sorry, I've got news for you. But the medical industry says there is no cure and it can't be reversed. So what you're saying is utter rubbish.
Increasing nutrient and supplement absorption. We understand fulvic acid does a fantastic job in that. May help with high blood pressure or high blood sugar and related issues. Lowering free radical damage and acting as a very powerful antioxidant, improving muscle function, and supporting healthy testosterone levels, which I know some of us guys really appreciate. A natural way to bind toxins and help elimination cycles, supporting the modulation of inflammation, may slow down aging and increase longevity. That sounds like a heck of a lot of fun. I like that one particularly. And number 11, supports the skin and protects the skin. And so I think that we're going to continue on, Mark, with just a whole lot of information, and we'll welcome people back every week with more tidbits. And I know we'll have some very specific, kind of practitioner sessions where we can elucidate some of these other pieces, go down the rabbit hole a little ways.
Yes.
I do want to let people know, Mark, that our product is on the website. And so we are launching this product. We started actually the end of last week. And what we've done is we put this product into the back office. So if you are a brand partner, you're able to go in there and select a fulvic package. Okay, so it's either a couple or a few more or a lot more, whatever you want to do.
Please let me know in the comments if you're all queuing up to buy this amazing product.
This is what's going to be available for the next week. Next week, we're going to open it up to single packages. So we're doing packs this week. We'll be doing some single packs down the road. And then in a couple of weeks, we will open this up on the customer side. So it is on the website. So a customer can go and they can see the product. They just can't order it as a customer yet. You'll notice an indication on that order when you go to click that. It says that the shipping will be within 30 days. And I think it's going to be a lot sooner, but we'd like to under promise and over deliver.
Under promise and over deliver. That's typical multi-level marketing speak if ever I've heard it.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to have it on our shelves by the 15th of July. We'll have the customers being able to purchase in the next couple of weeks. But rapidly moving on, Mark, and I think that we are going to set the market on fire for those people who are looking for the kind of benefits that we just elucidated on this call tonight.
Ooh, elucidated. That's a big word, isn't it? And all it really means is that they made everything clearer for us. In my opinion, it's all as clear as mud because it's all a total load of rubbish.
Well, thank you, and I certainly hope so. For people who haven't tried fulvic and humic, I'm sure they're in for a surprise because most people get the effect right after drinking, a half hour after. So I'm always amazed by the results and the reactions, and I look forward to hearing about them.
I wonder what effects we're going to get 30 minutes after taking this product. Not that I'm going to take the product, but it would be quite interesting to know, wouldn't it?
Fantastic. Well, we're going to, what's going to happen, and we've watched this too, that before you know it, we're going to be having testimonial calls because we know the power of the product and people love to tell their story.
Oh, absolutely.
And we just want to encourage that if you're one of those, as you start to gain experience with this product, please let us know because it's going to be, they're very, very fun stories to tell.
The thing is, though, with testimonials from people who are trying to sell a product, they can't really be trusted, can they?
So with that, Mark, thank you so much for your time tonight. We're looking
Thank
forward
you very
to
much.
continuing your journey together.
Well, that's it for this sneak peek into this new MLM. I just want you to remember one thing, that Mark is still being investigated to do with his previous MLM boo, which was all about this mud product. And the only thing that they've really added to it is the beetroot. So by investigation, what I mean is that there is a class action lawsuit still outstanding against him. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel to help to spread that anti-MLM message far and wide. Have an amazing day and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.